Psychedelic therapy and psychedelic research is the pinnacle of neuroscience today. And so now we're in this position where top neuroscience institutes around the world are studying psychedelics. You know, you've got UCLA, Johns Hopkins University, Imperial College London, Cardiff, Bristol. All of these places have got major psychedelic research programs running. So it's not some crazy fringe subject. This is cutting-edge psychiatry, cutting-edge neuroscience. I totally encourage young people to get involved. Don't be put off by people who don't understand the subject, because actually it's a very happening place in medicine. You know, and I get a lot of people writing to me saying, I want to get involved in this, what role can I play? And I'll say to them, you know, what do you do? And they'll say, I'm a sociologist. And I say, we need sociologists. Or if they say, I'm a lawyer, we need lawyers, you know? We need pharmacists, we need chemists, we need designers. All of these people can play a role in the psychedelic renaissance and the direction that it's going and the broad scope in which psychedelics touch so many different lives.
Really ensure this little thing gets going. Nothing more disappointing than a fire that doesn't really start. You know, I trained as a clinical psychologist because I wanted to be able to help people through therapy. And then you get quite disillusioned when you are doing the work and you realise that actually often you can't really help, because, you know, we have to help ourselves really. Other people can act as a catalyst or support us, but really it's an inner journey. It was such a relief to find something that meant, firstly, that actually people could access something within themselves that really made a huge difference to them. So that something could work, and it could work quickly, it could give people relief quite quickly. I mean, we've got to be careful of not seeing it as a kind of quick magic cure, but there is something about the instant feeling of relief that it can give if someone's really struggling. It doesn't work for everyone, and there will be people it doesn't work for. But when it does work, it tends to work pretty quickly. That's amazing for them. They had this long history of depression, they were pretty hopeless that anything would ever change it. Then they had a day of a high dose of psilocybin, and then they felt better. But it's also the fact that they were doing it themselves. You're not directing it, there's no manual, there's no, you know, do this in this section, do this in this session. It's like, it feels so much more authentic and real and beautiful because it's coming from them.
These experiences provide a unique sense of perspective. And they provide a possibility of change. They provide a unique moment in which people are experiencing not only reality, but experiencing themselves, experiencing what they think about other people, how they feel about other people in a different way. In terms of, you know, when we try to understand that from a neurobiological perspective, we see that indeed, you know, the brain is acting in a very diverse way. It explores many different possibilities, connectivity patterns change drastically. It can be said that, you know, there's hyperconnectivity also happening. So all these different possibilities starts to arrange and rearrange. A new sense of perspective can emerge from many people during this experience, with the right context in which these things are then reinforced and then connected to life. You know, they provide an opportunity in which this experience of change happens, but then, you know, this process of integration, of relating these experiences to everyday life is also crucial.
These compounds can do these amazing things. They can help one enter a mystical state. They can help one plunge into one's own neurotic past and untangle and expose the trauma at the base of it. They can help one have fun, which is always forbidden, but I mean, actually it's a very important part. One laughs more, one has more jokes, one has better conversations, one has more love, one has better affairs. You know, it adds a lot to the texture and the fun of life. Just beauty kind of sings out at you and takes you and is like sex or something wonderful. All of this is a gift of altering the state of consciousness. How you control your consciousness, your own consciousness, if you aren't doing harm to others, is really none of the government's business. You know, our consciousness is our own possession.